Good afternoon on what is a cold, bright and sunny day. It is Thursday, November the 30th, and I've got a nice hot cup of tea. And a package to unbox. And what I have got in here is a copy of Marvel Multiverse Role-Playing Game, a cool rulebook by Forbeck. So, take on the roles of Marvel's most famous superheroes or create entirely new ones of your own, and put an end to the sinister plots of the most menacing supervillains in the Marvel Multiverse. The Marvel Multiverse Role-Playing Game core rulebook features all the rules you need to play, including quick character generation, bombastic combat, and scores of amazing powers, plus full profiles of dozens of Marvel's greatest heroes and villains. Written by New York Times bestseller Matt Forbeck, the Marvel's Encyclopedia, Dungeons & Dragons Dungeonology, featuring full-page illustrations by Matt Bowden and art from Marvel's vast library of comics. This book, 3 standard dice, and some friends are all you need to get started. The Marvel Multiverse is calling. Come join the fun. So, we have a Marvel role-playing game once again. It has taken quite a while, and this, in effect, is actually the 5th one we've had, because we've had the one from Faster Rip, the one from TSR, a saga version from TSR. The Faster Rip one is still held in fairly high regard, quite high regard. And then we've had a couple, some since. The one from Margaret Weiss was quite an interesting storytelling game, and then there's one in between which everyone kind of forgets about, and I've forgotten about it. I know it exists, but I can't remember the name, and it's not important. So I've only so far looked at the quick start rules. I want to give this a proper review in due course. But I think it's great to actually have this back on the shelf. Essentially, a role-playing game where you can play those heroes or you can create your own. I mean, that's what I like in a superhero role-playing game. So, page of credits, and then contents page. And then a guide to play, and you've actually got the Fantastic Four there sat around the table, about to play with the Thing, Ben Grimm as the narrator. A guide on how to use the book. Some of the heroes you're going to encounter. You're going to get more and more of this good art, because I mean, the Marvel universe has just an incredible cat library of artwork to use. I've got the explanation of the core mechanics. The core mechanics are the 616 system, which is basically rolling three six-sided dice, hopefully aiming to roll a 1 on the Marvel die to get a great success and get over the designated target number. So we've got a complete explanation of that with illustrations using the dice, which is a nice touch. And then we get into what makes up a character, and you can see what they've done there. You've got a full character sheet for Peter Parker, Spider-Man, given as it would appear in the game proper, and then as if someone had filled out the character sheet for him. And character creation over, move on to combat. Some information of how that works. With Deadpool there, basically showing you how it's done. So you've got discussion of all the options: attack, dodge, escape, grab, and more. Reactions like escape, fastball special, which is a no maneuver for the X-Men. Other options: use of weapons, healing, and the conditions you can suffer, and then working together as a team. So not just the fastball special, but other actions you can take working together, attacking objects, and then we move on to how to create a character. choosing your rank, which determines how many points you've got to spend on ability scores and so on, and how many other options you can choose. Character data like code name, real name, height, weight, origin, occupation, that sort of thing covered as well. And then you have the abilities. The abilities are melee, agility, resilience, vigilance, ego, and logic, and together they form the acronym Marvel, which is a nice touch. And you've got an example character. They're going to go through that and take you step by step through the process and show you how it works. And that includes creating a backstory for your character. You know, how did your character acquire his or her superpowers? So you've got your options here, like, you know, alien, and then it takes you through the, you know, alien Kree, alien Shia, alien Skull, Atlantean, Deviant, high-tech battlesuit, high-tech PIM particles. So you can see, you know, that there's entirely a possibility you can follow, go down the path of a hero already existing in the Marvel universe and build something similar, make it your own. You know, you have options here like monstrous, vampire, monstrous werewolf, mutant, of course, magic, sorcery, magic, demonic. Lots of options. Symbiote, weird science, special training. And then we have a list of occupations. And occupations primarily give you access to traits, and they give you bonuses when you're rolling, and they come into play. So then we have things like interrogation, quick learner, scientific expertise, weird, monster, and so on. And tags, similarly, could be AI, authority, streetwise, linguist. Lots of options on how to building your character. And then we have a list of powers. Of course, it's basically a standard, definitely what you're going to need in here. And these are organised in sort of like into power sets, things like elemental control, power control, shield bearer, spider powers. So, for example, here we've got all the, you know, options for phasing, power control, and ranged weapons and resize. There's just different power sets there. So they're all there. You know, typically what you're doing is you're choosing sort of like one or two power sets and some options off there. And perhaps sort of like some disparate powers, you know, to put them into the package that you want to have. So, you know, you're all the way down to, you know, web trapping and wisecracking, and, you know, it has powers. And then we move on to, you know, essentially a who's who of the Marvel Universe in miniature. It's not the complete who's who, because I could never fit that in the book. You know, starting off with Abomination, Emil Blonsky, Agatha Harkness, and this is cleverly sort of like drawing upon characters that we have seen on screen, so they're instantly familiar. You know, so Agent Phil Coulson, America Chavez, you know, that we've either seen in a television series recently or or on the big screen. And also ones kind of familiar, like AIM agents, you know, from the comics. And these are very much drawn from the comics rather than, I'm suspecting, of, because they are using the artwork rather than sort of like stills images from the films. So this is based upon the comic books rather necessarily than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But in a lot of cases, when you're playing this, you are going to be thinking about the depictions you've seen on screen of them. Because not everyone is going to be playing this is going to be going to be completely aware of all the lore about these characters, and that's fine. That's not a criticism of how they play or anything like that. It's just, you know, just putting it in a bit of perspective. So lots of characters, you know, some familiar, some not familiar, but it's quite a lengthy section. You know, even including somebody like Jessica Jones. So in fact, let me just check. This is from here, Abomination through to let's have a look. So starting off here, we have Abomination, and that's on page 134. So Abomination there, 134, all the way down to Wong on so just 26 Wolverine and Wong there, and that's on 261. 261. So you've got you have over 130 pages there of heroes given in the book. They don't absolutely the authors do not stint on the possible heroes, you know, and villains in this book, which is absolutely fantastic. I think actually that's great. Then we've got discussion of the Marvel Multiverse, you know, even down to having, you know, the different. I mean, that's a nice idea. Here they sort of like draw specifically upon the first real appearance of the multiverse in. I mean, I say the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So you have Spider-Man in the multiverse. So you've got the appearance of the different variants of different Spider characters, Spider-Gwen, the Spider-Man 2099, and of course Peter Porker. And that's a nice touch, nice inclusion, just to kind of get the tone and what they're going for. And you've got a history of Earth 616, which is the Earth where the Marvel Universe takes place, and how it's different from ours, hence the 616 system for the core mechanics. I'm looking it up sort of like at other universes as well, so it does mention that there are other universes there as well, but not in detail. Essentially just look, these exist also, you know. So I'm talking about time travel and multiversal travel as well, and advice for that. And then we move on to a section of the narrator, of course, overwatched by the Watcher. And, you know, it's talking about how to run the game, taking breaks, dealing with issues, the scope of the game, whether you're running a single issue or you're running a mini-series or a graphic novel or an ongoing series, you know, how the characters progress, going up ranks, so on, designing adventures, including other heroes, and then we've got the power trees there, basically for the sets, power sets, and then we have a character sheet and a combined glossary and index. I absolutely approve of that, because, you know, it's a case of, it's not just a case of, okay, where do I need to look this up? Okay, hold on a minute. It's explaining exactly what I need to look up. So you might not actually need to look up the details. There might be enough details there in the glossary, but it's a great combination. It's a really nice touch. So yeah, you've got a bit of a blurb at the back for further content. But yeah, Marvel Multiverse role-playing game, core rulebook. It's really quite a handsome book. Quite impressed by that. Looks to be fairly light in terms mechanically, because it's you know, the majority of the book. I say the majority of the book. A good chunk of the book is just heroes and villains, which is incredible generous. You know, sort of there's no paucity of characters you can play in here, and that's in addition to creating and playing your own. So yeah, Marvel Multiverse role-playing game. Looking forward to digging into that. I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing of the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings of the Nook, we'll see me out here with a package containing a book or game which I'll unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. Be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.